Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're all okay. Hope you're all doing well. And today we're going to be discussing Jose Mourinho's defensive philosophy and style of football and why it has not been working with this Tottenham Hotspur side. But before we get into all of that, make sure if you're new here to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as hard as you possibly can, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Jose Mourinho is one hell of a manager, and I think I speak for every Tottenham Hotspur fan when I say he was top of our list when Pochettino got sacked, winning 26 trophies in his covenant managerial career, dominating leagues, the likes of Serie A, dominated that with Inter Milan, winning them the Champions League, even the Portuguese League with Porto, a small Portuguese club, taking them to the Champions League final and winning it. Real Madrid winning the Ligas, all the trophies possible in the Spanish League. He is unstoppable. He is incredible. Jose Mourinho is without a doubt one of the greatest managers in the history of this sport. But as his career has went on, he has won less and less and less. And people have been asking why. Why did he get sacked from second time around being Chelsea manager? Why did he get sacked from Real Madrid? Why did he get sacked from Manchester United? And now, why is he not doing well at all with Tottenham Hotspur? And as some would say, on the verge of being sacked. Now, I'm going to explain exactly why, right? When Jose Mourinho first came into the sport, he was this young, hungry manager who rarely played defensive football at Porto. Defensive football was non-existent at his time at Porto. He was all-out attack, constantly playing offensive football, possession on the ball. This was his style of play. Really quick-paced possession, scoring goals, and then you would sit back. You'd sit back once you scored 2 or 3 goals. You would never sit back with 1 goal. And Jose Mourinho's philosophy of football has always been, it doesn't matter how you win, at the end of the day, win. Whether you're the worst team, the better team, the main thing, the main objective is to win, right? That's Jose Mourinho's main objective. That's the reason he goes to every club, and that's the reason Tottenham Hotspur have brought him in, because we need trophies at this club. 1 Carabao Cup in 20 years is simply not good enough. And if any manager is going to bring you trophies, Jose Mourinho would be top of that list, right? So Jose Mourinho at Porto, as I say, hungry manager, won them the Champions League. Moves on to Inter Milan, arguably the best time in his managerial career, winning that Inter Milan side, that Champions League, that covenant Champions League that they've been craving for so long. Masterclasses, defensive and counter-attacking masterclasses against the likes of Barcelona. Everyone, and I mean every single football fan, remembers that 3-1. Jose Mourinho 1-0 down early on, comes back, scores 3 goals and sits back. Now, the issue is, as his career has went on as a manager, the clubs that he's basically been manager for haven't been good enough, and the players have constantly let him down. And the issue when you've got a manager like Jose Mourinho is, right, he expects the best. He expects the best from every single player on that pitch. That's why this Inter Milan side succeeded, because they had the best team in the world. That's why this Real Madrid side succeeded. And everyone remembers that masterclass against Barcelona in the Liga when Real Madrid absolutely dominated them in that El Clasico, because it works, right? At the end of the day, I don't enjoy watching defensive football. I don't know many people who do, but it works. At the end of the day, if you pick up all 3 points, we were loving it as Tottenham Hotspur fans. Earlier in the season, that 2-0 against Arsenal, that 2-0 against Manchester City, just going to teams, smash and grab, the ultimate smash and grab, where you score a goal, you'd sit back the entire game, and then you score another goal on the counter-attack, and you'd sit back even heavier throughout the game, and you pick up all 3 points. And it's been Jose Mourinho's statement throughout his career that they can leave with a ball, we will leave with the 3 points. And his teams over the years have been fantastic, like I say. That Real Madrid side, incredible side. The likes of Sergio Ramos, Varane, even Ronaldo when he first came in, Gareth Bale, you know, that Real Madrid side that had so much energy, so many fantastic players, the best players in the world, the original Ronaldo as well. But the issue is, as his careers went on, he managed a Chelsea side. Now, I find the Chelsea side, people say this is a start of the downplay of his career. This is the start of the ending of Jose Mourinho's career. I completely disagree, because he went to Chelsea and he won them the Premier League, didn't he? From the 2015 to 16 season, he won them the Premier League. But that was the Chelsea side that had won the Premier League under Carlo Ancelotti, and they wanted to go out there and they wanted to win the Champions League, and Jose Mourinho couldn't do it. He moves to Manchester United. People call that the lowest point of his career, yet he goes to an awful, and I mean awful, Manchester United side and wins them the treble. Not the treble you're all thinking, but the Europa League, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, right? 3 trophies. 3 trophies in one season with the worst Manchester United side ever. Not being funny, they had awful players. Lingard was starting. Now, Lingard's a good player, but is he on the level of the Manchester United? No, and Jose Mourinho came to Manchester United expecting top quality players, and he fell out with his team. He fell out with those players, because Jose Mourinho always expects the best, and that's why he tends to lose the dressing room everywhere he goes, because he expects the best from absolutely everyone on that pitch. And if you don't give him your all, if you don't give him 100%, if you give him 95%, he is going to rip into you. He will absolutely rip into you. And something Jose Mourinho expects is commitment to the club, right? Something he really respects is commitment to the club, that every single game you want to go out there and you want to give it your all. And that's why he plays Eric Dyer. Although Eric Dyer makes a lot of individual mistakes and cost us points, right? And I'll get to that in a second, individual mistakes. Remember that word throughout this video, right? Although he cost us a lot of points, he always wants to go out there and give it his all. Hence the fact he's playing Lamela recently, because Lamela always wants to go out there and give it his all. And there's players who don't want to give it their all. Dele Alli, we all know Dele's a good player, but we've all been wondering why Dele Alli has been sitting on that bench or sitting at home during all these games. He came back, he's been brought on a couple times, he's had a lot of game time over the past few games, and he hasn't done anything. He used to look lazy on the ball, he hasn't looked good enough, right? And Jose Mourinho cannot stand not being committed to giving it your all to the team. Hence the fact he drops a load of players. Hence the fact he had this massive argument with Paul Pogba at Manchester United. Because we all know, right, Paul Pogba on his day is one of the best players in the world at Juventus, one of the best players in the world, right? But when it comes to Paul Pogba, he's got an agent who has attitude, and he has attitude. And Jose Mourinho didn't like what he was seeing. Although Paul Pogba was scoring goals and still playing well, he didn't like his commitment. Hence the fact he lost the dressing room at Manchester United, and hence the fact he had to go. And it's always consistency with Jose Mourinho that never really tends to happen, because in his first season, it's all right. His second season, everywhere he's been, he absolutely dominates, wins the league, wins trophies in his second season. And the issue with his Tottenham side is we're in the second season and it's awful. It's absolutely awful. But I'll remain optimistic because we're still in a load of competitions, and I'll get to Tottenham in a minute. Don't worry. That's the main objective of this video. That's the main part of this video. So just stay tuned and I'll get to that in a second. But as I say, this Manchester United side, they weren't committed. He lost the dressing room with them, hence the fact he left this Manchester United side. And now he's come to Tottenham. And the issue is with Tottenham, right? When we first brought him in, of course he's going to play well. Of course he's going to perform well. Because that's new manager boost. It's that new manager boost. But the issue is, of things have went on. Our shape against Manchester City, and here's when I'm going to bring in that Manchester City 3-0 loss on Saturday evening, right? The way we lined up in that game, I thought we played the right team, the best team we could possibly put out, if you ask me, right? We had the right shape, a perfect shape, but once again, it's individual mistakes that come to cost us. And this is why individual mistakes always cost us every game, because our shape is fine. And this is why it's not Jose Mourinho. I'm going to elaborate now on why exactly I think it's definitely Jose Mourinho who should still be here in the Tottenham dugout every single game, day in, day out, week in, week out, because he is our manager. He is the right person for the job. And it's these players and it's this board who are not backing him with the players he wants. And it's clear to see, we saw it in Manchester United. You don't back Jose Mourinho with the players he wants, he's not going to succeed. It's the same with every manager, but especially Jose Mourinho. He wants a player, you go out there and get him. And how dare you, if you've been hunting down this manager for so long, how dare you bring him in and not back him with the players he wants? And that's what frustrates me, but I'll get to that in a second as well. So, as I'm saying, I'm going to elaborate now on why I think it's not Jose's fault at all. Because Jose Mourinho, the way he lines up in all these losses recently, the Everton one was to attack and sit back and not concede. Yet our defence makes five individual mistakes, cost us 5 goals. 5! Like 5 goals conceded against Everton. Although he scored 4 up top, that's 5 goals conceded. And the issue with our club is there's no consistency. There's no consistency with his defence, and that's the issue. Jose Mourinho, right? And here, exactly why is Jose Mourinho not succeeding at Tottenham Hotspur. Because Jose Mourinho, he can line up all he wants. Because 1 week, Davinson Sanchez can have an absolute stormer. He can do fantastic. Midweek, although he lost that game 5-4, he scored 2 goals. 2 goals coming from Davinson Sanchez. A brace, he sat back well, even in some of our former games. But what does he do on Saturday? He falls flat on his face. Other players, Eric Dyer had a good game on Saturday. Eric Dyer has a good game here and there, but then the next game, for example, the Chelsea one, gives away a silly penalty. No reason to do that whatsoever. And the reason Jose Mourinho is not succeeding with his Tottenham Hotspur side is 1, because he's not being backed, and 2, because no matter what formation he puts out, no matter how our shape is, no matter how good we look, it's individual mistakes that come to cost us. Nevertheless, this has been the video, guys. A very fun video to record. Thank you for watching. In Jose we trust. And as always, come on you Lily Whites.